Good morning, everyone. It's Wake My Light. Today we're going to go through a 13 Halls of Atonement that I did not too long ago. So this dungeon, for the most part, is pretty easy, no matter what week it is, Tyrannical or Fortified. Fortified is probably the harder version of this place because the Gargon guys, their bleeds, like, truck really hard on your DPS, or on your tank. So overall, though, this place isn't too hard as long as you have a good tank like we have here. As long as you have a good tank that knows how to kite away and everything and to manage the necrotic stacks, that's really the biggest issue that you're going to see with this place. So because I'm Venthyr, I can grab these gargoyles, the loyal Stoneborns, and I can mind control them using the Venthyr ability and pull them into the groups to do just a lot more damage. Get rid of these faster. This is a Tyrannical week, so your trash isn't fortified, so your trash doesn't do as much damage. So you can go a little bit bigger pulls if you want, as long as your tank can handle it. So you usually pull the Stoneborn here. Sometimes you do a bigger pull here. Usually you'll pull that pull with this pad that you see us doing here. One thing to look out for is inspiring mobs from this week. The inspiring mobs can be CC'd, but any mobs inside of their 15-yard radius cannot be CC'd. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're facing inspiring, is to watch for those mobs. Usually you have two options. You can CC the inspiring mob, or if you're pretty confident, you can go in and just blow it up. The inspired mob can also be interrupted and frozen, trapped, all that stuff. So just keep that in mind when you're going against inspiring this week and in the any weeks that have inspiring. So this pull, we're a little bit low on percent. We're only at 1099. Usually you're at like about 18ish. So at least on fortified weeks, you would pull those two obliterators first, pop prideful, go in with prideful, because this pack can be a little spicy sometimes. The thing you really want to watch out for is a thrash from the shard. The big, huge golem looking dude. He's going to do a lot of group damage. You can get out of range of it as a range player, so I can get out of range. You pretty much just stand at max range. The biggest issue you're going to have as a healer, though, is other people getting out of range, because they're going to use that entire room, that kind of thing. And not everyone knows that you can be out of range of that thrash. But anytime you can be out of range but still be able to heal everyone, 100% do it, because it's just going to make healing that much easier. So you have to kill 3 of those shards. We just killed the first one. Now we're going back over. This pack right here is going to be what pops prideful, and then once we pop prideful, we're going to go into the next pack. This pack isn't too bad. One thing to look out for, of course, is using your Arcane Torrent to just like kind of get mana in between pulls and stuff. I try to minimize my drinking as much as possible. So here you see, as you can see, like he had the Gargons bleed on him as well as necrotic, so it just makes it that much harder to heal. But prideful luckily does not give necrotic stacks to anyone, so you just have to heal through the regular prideful. Prideful doesn't take into account any other affixes, which is really nice. So here we're gonna go ahead and finish it out. You can see I'm pretty easy on mana. I can go pretty gung-ho. I have Rapture up. I just use my mind games with my Radiance. I'm gonna pop another Radiance here. Really, a lot of this is just triage. We get a little too close for comfort here. I'm pretty sure the tank barely holds on, so I handle that prideful kind of not all that well. I could have probably been a little bit better. That's probably a pull where I probably should have saved Power Infusion. But here, I believe I'm going to be popping Power Infusion on the Mage, I believe. Yep, so you see me popping on Mage. Mage, I try to do on their Combust. Their Combust does last quite a bit, and they just pump. As you can see, he's doing 16, 17k, 18k. So anything to get through those trash packs faster, that's what you're looking for, right? Look for, whenever you're popping Power Infusion on someone, if you're running that legendary, look who's going to get the benefit at that time. And honestly, try to use Power Infusion on CD as much as possible, because you're just going to get more value out of it. And look when they're popping CDs. This is why having Omnicd, which is that add-on you see on, or that's what the all those icons on the side of the health bars is, that's Omnicd. You can see like what ability you can track abilities, that kind of thing. For your tanks and everything, this is very important as a healer to track. It's also important to know, especially when you're in a coordinated group, so you can call if like your boomkin still has bark skin going into prideful, you get into low stack or high stacks, pop that bark skin, that kind of thing here. So as you can see with a Vengeance Demon Hunter, why they're so great, right? They can leap away, get off necrotic stacks, leap right back in. They also do like pretty good damage. You can see here he's keeping up with the non-CD busted DPS right now because they didn't pop a CD on this. So we're going pretty good. This entire area right here is probably the trickiest out of all of them because you can get really high necrotic stacks depending on how big you pull. Those Gargons can just like shred your tank faster than anything else, and it's a very tight corner. So I actually like how this tank is doing it, where he ranges it, pulls it, and then it comes around the corner and comes up. Doesn't aggro anything else, that kind of thing. It just allows you to have a lot more breathing room. So if anything, like I actually like the move that he did here of just pulling them up, making sure that you have a lot of room, because otherwise you're just in a really cramped corner, which just makes it very difficult. In Halls of Atonement, a lot of your trash is in the beginning. By the time, you know, going into the, I did a really bad burst there, but that's okay. We pulled one extra groundskeeper. One thing to keep a note with Halls of Atonement is it's not uncommon to go to like 60% or so just on this first floor before you go into boss, right? You always want prideful going into a boss if you can, or into any hard pulls, because it's Tyrannical week. You want your pridefuls when going into a boss as much as possible. So we're going to be popping another one here, another prideful. Once this one is dead, we're going to be going downstairs, killing the next Thrasher mob, and then just pulling more trash until we hit 60 to go into the boss. Sorry, my eyes like bothering me today. I don't know what's going on. So you can see here, this prideful is going pretty easy for me right now. I'm keeping everyone up for the most part. Biggest thing to keep in mind is just watching people that do get hit. They usually are going to end up getting like first priority. I do a really late rapture there, but that's okay because we're just going to go into this mob. It really just gives everyone a little bit of extra breathing room for no reason at all. I mean, rapture is one of those CDs you want to pop as much as possible, get as much value out of it as you can. I probably should have popped rapture like a little bit earlier there, but we made it. It's all Gouda. So remember, it's a minute and a half CD, so it kind of like wings for Paladin. It's up constantly, so it's no issue there. We still have about 30 seconds of prideful, so we're gonna go into this. You're gonna see that he pops combust. I already used power infusion earlier. I still have like a minute left on that. That's okay. The DPS actually popped CDs here, which is good. You see that here. I'm just barely in range of the thrash. I had to go back in because the DPS were all really close and out of my range. But you did see for a few seconds I wasn't getting damage. That's what you're going to try and aim for on this pack, or on these types of packs. After this, though, when you just have the shard left, especially on non-fortified weeks, he doesn't really hit all that hard, at least at a 13 level. So it's not the worst thing in the world taking a few hits and just healing through it. He's a lot easier than the other side when you're going against that big huge muscly dude. That dude just hits like a freaking truck. His AoE is just absurd. So that's one guy to like really watch out for on the other side. But here, pretty much you're just looking for getting the last of your percent to get to 60%. Kylo, stop. Sorry, my dog is like whining for no reason at all. Come here. So not really much going on here. We're just trying to get to 60% or so. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit. So here there is a Stoneborn on the other side. A lot of time, there's two ways you can attack it. You can use a Stoneborn going in to use it for the trash pack, or go into it with the boss. In a coordinated group, I would highly suggest using it for the boss on Tyrannical weeks, and on 4 or 5 weeks using it for this pack. It's a pug, so I just would rather play it safe than sorry and not like have someone accidentally pull it and that kind of thing and just take extra damage. So I just went ahead and pulled it. So this is kind of a scary prideful moment right here because he has a huge stacks of bleed. He had necrotic. Luckily combat drops, so necrotic stacks go away as soon as combat drops, which is very nice. You can also sometimes in between a trash pack and the prideful if you are low on mana. You can get a few ticks of food in if you can, preferably mage food, because you can actually get like a good 5-10% extra mana. But here, not really much to worry about. As long as I keep everyone up, it should be pretty easy. Here you see us getting to like 14 stacks. I go ahead and pop Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend's a really good CD to use, especially when you have Atonement on everyone. It's like having a dot up that just hits a little bit harder. So it's a really good. Here I popped a Rapture just to go into this fight, just to be a little extra safe. So this guy, the biggest thing is you want to be inside of this circle, and look out for the stuff falling on the ground, and don't stand on the tank. You do those 3 things, you'll be just fine. Watch out for stuff on ground, don't stand with tank, be inside circle. If you're outside the circle, you're going to get feared into infinity unless someone pulls you in or you somehow get back into the circle. That's damn near impossible, because for some reason whenever you get feared, you actually go into, you just keep running away from the boss, which is pretty annoying. So highly suggest not doing that. Here you see I'm just being dumb right now. I have to skirt the edge. I think I popped my Desperate Pair here. Yep. That was a little bit of a spicy. Honestly, what the tank should have done is pulled him back before he did his roundabout, because this area is just so full. This is also Tyrannical, so you want to make good use of your area, especially when you're between 2 padding packs on the sides. So a little sloppy on my part, a little sloppy on tank's part. Either way, we got through it. You can see the tank here is just like getting obliterated. Overall, this fight isn't too hard in a healing standpoint. The biggest thing is just watching your tank. Otherwise, there's not really any damage that goes out on anyone. Any damage that they do take is just incidental damage. Here you see the DK just goes through a beam. Unfortunate. I got close to a beam, but didn't die. YOLO. The other thing to watch out for in this entire dungeon is that every time you die, you will res at the very beginning. You won't res like where the boss was or anything else like some other dungeons. So it's very punishing, especially the later you go on if you die and like getting a full wipe. So try to always, really in all reality, you always want to avoid full wipes, but this is probably one of the more important ones. Here we're just gonna be pulling it. The goal is to hit 80% when you get into the next boss. You don't really need prideful for the third boss, but the first boss, second boss, and last boss you want prideful. You're almost always going to get prideful for last boss. The last mob is about like 6-7%, so he's going to give you, he will pop your last prideful 9 times out of 10, unless you for some reason grossly overpull this entire dungeon, which there is a lot of trash. There's many different ways to attack this dungeon from a trash point of view, but generally as long as you hit prideful for prideful first, second, and last boss, you're good. That's really the only places you really need prideful. Here I go ahead and pop another Stoneborn because we got a decent sized pack here, and he was right there. So I went ahead and popped it. I give the mage power infusion because he has combust and I'm just lined up. Remember that combust isn't going to always line up with your power infusion, because their combust does like lose cooldown as they do stuff. I don't know exactly how it works, so if any of you guys know, please let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/wakemylight. I stream semi-consistently. I definitely stream every Tuesday and Wednesday and Sunday for raids. And I try to stream for when I do Mythic Pluses and that kind of thing, so you guys can watch, see what I do, hang out, that kind of stuff. So here, the name of the game is to just get to the last boss. Don't pop prideful too early. You're gonna see we pulled this pack. So the thing to watch out for here is, after this at least, is there are 2 Stoneborns at the top of at the base of the stairs, and they're going to alternate on which one will be inactive, and then they'll have a short period where both are active. So you want to watch out for that. Generally what you'll do is you'll kill one side, and then you're going to wait for the pats to separate in front of the stairs, and then whichever Stoneborn, hopefully the Stoneborn on your side is inactive and can't be attacked like it is right now, and then you'll run through. I believe here actually we end up wiping because they pull small adds. So like right now would be like the perfect time to run through. So right here we go through. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Yeah. So they pull small adds and they pull the dude. Really bad timing on this. We end up actually popping prideful, unfortunately, from this as well, which ends up leading to a wipe, unfortunately. And then we get another ad. It just turns into a bloodbath right here, honestly. So they kill a bunch of stuff. They pop prideful, and at this point, it's most probably going to be a wipe. Tank is already at 40 stacks, so he's literally just unhealable right now. And it's just bad news bears. So one thing to keep in mind, so you're going to see that I'm probably going to, I believe I'll focus on the, yep. So I want to kill the slasher. Slasher dies, so now we know that that side is always going to be clear. And then the name game really is going to be getting DPS on prideful, because when you come back, the prideful doesn't re-heal. He just stays at that same health. So when you go back up, luckily you don't really lose that much time against the prideful. You just go in, kill prideful, and you're good to go. Which means that he's also going to be at lower stacks, so you don't get as high stacks. Obviously, you don't want to do that all the time, but if you end up wiping, I would say, like, unless you have a mob that's really close to death, focus on getting that guy dead. Getting the prideful as low as possible, so that when you go back to it, he has less health, he'll get less stacks. It just makes an easier time, especially when going into the boss, to just be nice and healthy, and you can pull right immediately. So here, in chat, one of the guys was like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to pull that small dude, blah blah. It's fine. Shit happens." So I'm going upstairs. You can see prideful is at like 84-ish%. It's not too bad. But you can see he ramps up stacks very quickly, so that's one thing to always keep in mind. When the DPS pops a CD here, perfectly fine, especially because it's only like a minute and a half CD, something like that. Apocalypse, I think it is, which is not too shabby. Really, the name of the game here is just keep people healthy. Doing a pretty meh job at that, I guess, right now. A lot of your penances also are going to be very defensive instead of offensive, especially in your higher keys. That's something to keep in mind. And here, tank is just waiting for everyone to get healthy. I'm hoping he goes soon. There we go. If I'm right, this is actually a pretty nasty pull on this guy. I'm pretty sure we like almost wipe, if I remember right. So this isn't the greatest video on this, but I'm pretty sure we still kill it. But we got prideful going in. So what you want to do here is you want to stack up all these mobs, and then whoever gets the big circle from Stone Call, wants to stand on top of those mobs. So you see so everyone's pretty healthy there, luckily. Pretty sure DK actually like gets like trucked or something here. I don't remember. But name of the game is bring adds in, kill, have his leap on top of them so that he breaks them, and then also don't drop blood in the middle, because the middle is what you want to be safe. Otherwise, it just zones all of it out, makes it a little bit harder. Also, make sure to not be in that circle. He keeps moving for some reason. That's okay. This fight can be a little bit intense. You're going to be doing a lot of shadow mends here. You have periods of like not as much damage going out. But you really also want to be prepared for when the Stone Call does come out. So here you see leap on me. I try and get in the center here. Unfortunately, that DK is in there as well. Yep, he dies because he got in there. You do take a dot after the leap, so you have to watch out for that. Here I'll pop a Rapture just to be safe. They get the DK up, and actually I think this is actually a clean one from us. I must be thinking of a different run. Who knows? Nope, this is the one, yep. I just get kind of trucked. I don't even know what happened. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of bolts that shot at me at the same time and killed me. Yeah, so this is our dirty one that I'm like, oh man, I hope they kill this thing. 2%. It's just the mage. Hopefully he kills it. Or no, the demon hunter does get up, and they kill it with a few fireballs. So, not the cleanest run, but they did it. But luckily, I can just release, run back. I think we make this timer by like 2 minutes or so. So we're going to skip the run back a little bit. So here, you have Inspiring Gargon that's actually in there. So you want to pull it back. The Hound Masters, you want to interrupt their enraged stuff as much as possible. I don't remember exactly what the cast is because I'm not DPS, but that is something to watch out for. Otherwise, the Gargons get big and they just truck. So look out for that as much as possible. Loyal Beast, that's what you want to watch out for. You want to watch out for that Loyal Beast cast, that's what it is. Alright, in the next room you got about 4 mobs that you'll pull out, and then they have 2 Loyal Stoneborns. So there's actually now a way that you can pull 1 Stoneborn, and then someone can like jump and pull in the other ones too. Generally, you'll see everyone pull these mobs back into this room just because you have a lot more room, and they drop a big, huge swirl on the ground, as you see here. So watch out for that. Focus on Inspiring, kill it, GG. I do a Pain Step on the tank just to be safe. He has meta, but doesn't hurt. It's not the worst thing in the world. This next boss, honestly, is very easy. You can really DPS most of the next boss for the most part. The only really damage that comes out is from the pulsing AoE from the Add and tank damage. Otherwise, most of it's just getting good interrupts on the boss, and it's not too bad. And aim the game here really is just kill these guys. It is Tyrannical week, so it's all about kill bosses, and don't die, like we did. Constantly, as you see. So here I'm going to pull one of the Stoneborns. We go up. Stoneborns just do so much damage, so anytime you go through here, try to have a Venthyr with you. Like, not to be that guy, but the Venthyr is just so useful in this area. And use as much of your PI as you can also on this. The Power Infusion is just so strong for so many classes. I could use on the DKs, I could use on the mage, I could use on whoever, and they would get huge benefits out of it. So I'm pretty sure here he actually pulls the next Stoneborn. Yep. So the mage actually goes over to the edge, pulls the next Stoneborn. You just see me be able to go ahead and loyal it. I think I actually interrupt my own cast, unfortunately. I did. So I'm probably going to do a Radiance here. You see that there is quite a bit of damage that's going out, but again, a lot of that really is just from the Add and how long it's out. The longer it's out, the more damage it does, and it just hurts. Otherwise, just dodge and kill. That's all you have to do for the most part. Dodge, kill, dodge, kill, dodge, kill. They have also fixed it now too to where you won't ever actually run out of canisters. When all 4 canisters are used, there will be another one that spawns randomly throughout the room, and you just use that. So the longer this fight goes on, it is still doable. Before they didn't have that. It is fixed now, so you can. So that's nice. Otherwise, it would have been a lot like Underrot for back in BFA, which was just, anyone that knows that, the first boss would just be Aid Season 1 before they fixed it. To where it only spawned 1 night, because you used to spawn 1, then 2, then 3, and it just got out insane. But then it became much more manageable later on. So here we got like 4-ish minutes. It's like a really close timer for us. Here, the biggest thing you want to do is make sure that all the adds die here. So you want to get as much done as possible, get your Mind Seers out, all that stuff, and just do as much damage as you can to all those adds while keeping everyone else alive. There is going to be a lot of damage that goes out on people during this because you have adds spawning from the adds. It's kind of insane. So just keep people up. Try to get as much damage as you can on the Tormented Souls and on the Envies. You don't need to focus on the Inquisitor until all those mobs are dead because he'll just keep healing up. So you see here, all those mobs are dead. Everyone stacks up on the tank, and then it's just keep people alive. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward just a wee bit here. So this part is pretty easy, so you want to try and minimize how much mana you're using as much as possible. Just put as much damage into Inquisitor and keep your damage on everyone light because you are going into a prideful right after this. So we'll go ahead, go into the prideful spawning. And here we're keeping it pretty close to the tank, or for the going into the last boss. So really it's just keep everyone safe, right? You see that he pops an anti-magic shell. It's a good move. We have 2 of them, so it's a overall really good move to do. They pop CDs, which is also a nice move, especially when they're short CDs like this. They're going to get another use at least on the boss, so that helps. Really, you want to get out of this situation as fast as possible. He only gets 16, 17 stacks. Prideful, go in. We're all healthy. GG. This is overall about a 2-minute-ish fight. So the biggest thing here is you want to watch out for his frontal cone. You also want to watch out for the statue. There's going to be a statue that gets eyes. So wherever that statue ends up moving and facing, don't stand in front of that. Here you see the frontal cone happen. He's going to do Door of Shadows soon. That's where he goes into the middle of the room. So here you see another one that was going towards Mage. So Door of Shadows, he's going to pull everything close. So you can do one of 2 things. You can stand right on top of the boss, or you stand out and not in the way of any of those statues. Then each person needs to stand in front of one statue between the boss and the statue and just soak. This is probably the most healing intensive part of it. Have your CDs ready for this one. And as a Disc Priest, you have to prepare early. So here, you see here, I popped a barrier early. I desperate prepared. This next one, I'm pretty sure I Rapture, actually. So we got another toss. It goes to where Mage was. That's easy. There is a lot of tank damage that also goes out in this fight, unfortunately. But that's okay. It's not horrible. A lot of your healing is going to be through the... a lot of your healing is going to be from the link between the boss and the statues. So here, stay in between. I pop early Rapture. I try to get a shield on every single person, and then it's just get a little bit of damage on boss, and then just keep everyone healthy through the ritual. Overall, we handled this second one actually very, very well. And then after this, he doesn't do another Door of Shadows, so you just want to DPS the boss. This is why Halls of Atonement is actually super easy, because he only does 2 of those links, and then after that, it's literally just dodge the cone, dodge the statues, and dodge the erupting AoE around him, and you're good. Here you see the cone, comes towards me, sidestep, easy day. And after that, there's not really much damage that goes out. So, you just kill him. And timed it. Alright guys, thank you everyone for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to also check me out on twitch.tv/wakemylight. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know if there's any other questions you guys have. You guys have been asking me a lot of questions, so I really appreciate it. It really lets me know that you guys are enjoying these videos. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.